students, welcome to third part of active voice and passive voice. In the previous video, we have learnt the basic rules related to conversion of active voice to passive voice. In this video, let us take some examples and see how they are converted into passive voice. Now, let's get started. The hunter kills the lion. The given sentence is in simple present tense. If you want to convert the given sentence which is in active voice into passive voice, the first we have to identify subject, verb and object of a sentence. In this sentence, the hunter is the subject and kills is the verb, the lion is an object. Then we have to interchange the subject and an object. So first we have to take an object, the lion, followed by there will be a helping verb. We have to add a suitable helping verb. Since the given sentence is in simple present tense, so we have to use the helping verbs either am, is or. So if the subject is I, we use am. If it is he, she, it and name of the singular, we use the helping verb is. And if it is a plural, we use are. Since the lion is a singular subject, we have to take the helping verb is and followed by the past participle form of the given verb. In active voice, you may have any form of the verb. You may have either present tense or past tense or past participle form, whereas in passive voice, we have to use always the past participle form of the verb. So, for a kill, the past participle form is killed. We have to use the past participle form of the verb. Then followed by, we have to add a preposition by. Then the subject of this sentence, the hunter, you have to use here. So, the passive voice sentence is complete. So, it is in the form of a subject and again helping verb followed by past participle form of the given verb. Then you will have an agent by, and finally the subject of the active voice here, it will become the object of the passive voice. Let us take other example in present continuous tense. Rita is cleaning the windows. Again we have to follow the same 5 simple steps. First we have to identify subject, verb and object. Then we have to interchange subject into an object and the given verb has to be converted into past participle form and we must add a suitable helping verb based on the tense before the main verb and finally we have to add a preposition before the subject. So, in this sentence, Rita is cleaning the window. Here, Rita is the subject and here cleaning is the verb and the windows is the object. So, first we have to interchange the subject and an object. Here, windows will become the subject of a passive voice. And since it is a plural and a given sentence is in present continuous tense, we have to use or being as a helping verb. If it is I, we generally use am being. If it is he, she, it, a name of the singular, we use is being. Since it is a plural subject and the given sentence is in present continuous tense, we have to add or being. And for a clean, the past participle form is cleaned. Then you have to add a preposition by. Finally, the subject of an active voice, the Rita. So, the windows are being cleaned by Rita. This sentence is an active voice and this is a passive voice. When we convert a given sentence from active voice to passive voice, we must always remember that the meaning of the sentence must not change and the tense of a sentence also should not change. Now let us take a present perfect tense. Dangerous dog has attacked me. The given sentence has attacked, which represents the sentence is in present perfect tense and this is in active voice. If you want to rewrite this in passive voice, the same is the subject and attacked is the verb, and here me is an object. First we have to interchange subject and an object. As I said in the previous video, if a subject or an object is a pronoun, then is a change will occur. Here the pronoun we, it becomes I when we use it as a subject, I, and since it is in present perfect tense, we have to use the helping verb have been. I have been, and again past participle form of the verb I have been attacked by, again a subject, dangerous dog. I have been attacked by dangerous dog. Let us take an example in simple past tense. The company employed 200 people. The given sentence is in past tense and it is in active voice. We know that. So in this sentence, no doubt, the company is the subject and which is the verb? Obviously, employed is the verb and object is here 200 people. If you want to convert this into passive voice, first we take an object 200 people. So since it is in past tense, we have to use the helping verbs either was or were depending on if the subject is singular or plural. If it is singular, we use was. If it is plural, we use were. We know that. Was is the singular form of the verb and were is the plural form of the verb. So since it is 200 people is a plural, we use were helping verb in a past tense. That is simple past tense. 200 people were. The past participle form of this verb employed is again an employed by the company. 200 people were employed by the company. So again, let us say take another example in past continuous tense. They were delivering the medicine to door. See here again, let us identify. They is the subject. We don't know specifically who they means. So they were delivering is the verb which is indicating an action in a sentence. The medicines is an object. As I said in the last video, it's not some noun or a pronoun which comes at the end is the object. Object is the one which receives an action done by the subject. Here, what are they delivering? They are delivering the medicines. So, medicines is an object, not the door. So, it is very important to identify the correct object, correct subject and a verb. In a passive voice, we have to take the object first, that is the medicines. So, given sentences in past continuous tense, we use the helping verbs was being or were being. Was being in case of singulars and were being in case of plurals. Since medicines, it is a plural form of a subject, we have to use here were. The medicines were being. For a deliver, the past participle form is delivered. Again, the remaining part apart from the object, whatever we have, that has to be included immediately after the verb. Okay, so the delivered, the medicines were delivered, were being delivered to the door, finally arranged by them. Here, in most of the passive voice sentences, if the doer of an action is not specific, it is indefinite, like them or somebody or something, generally we omit mentioning the object. So this sentence can be written without using by them. The medicines were being delivered to the door. Because here mentioning by them, it is not necessary because we don't know who they means specifically. So let us come to present perfect tense. The principal had addressed the students. So which is the subject in the sentence? Principal is the subject and the word which indicating an action is addressed and object is the students. First we have to take an object, the students, and since it is in present past perfect tense, we have to use had been, and addressed past participle is addressed by the principal. The students had been addressed by the principal. So apart from this, you may also have a sentences, okay, which may have an helping verbs, okay, or a modal auxiliary verbs like will, can, may, should, might, have to, has to, supposed to, ought to. As we have discussed in the previous video, if there is a helping verb like will, in a passive voice, we have to add a be to it. Will becomes will be, can becomes can be, should become should be, might becomes might be, like that. So then let us take an example. RCB will win the match. Again, RCB is the subject and win is the verb and the match is the object. First we have to take the object, the match. Since it is a future tense, simple future tense, or a will is a modal auxiliary verb, we have to use will be. Again, win past participle is won by RCB. The match will be won by RCB. Another example, students should not use mobiles in the class. In this sentence, students is the subject and you can see that use is the main verb and mobiles is an object, not the class. So, we have to use mobiles first in the passive voice. Mobiles again should not be. Should be becomes should become should be, should not become should not be, should not be. Use past participle is used in the classroom by the students. So you may also have some questions or interrogative sentences which are in active voice that also can be written in a passive voice using the same basic rules. Let us take one example which is in simple present tense as an interrogative sentence or a question. We say that yes or no type of questions. Do you drink the tea? Here also, so excluding this helping verb, we can again identify the subject, verb and the object. Here you is the subject and drink is the verb and the tea is an object. So again, if it is an yes or no type of question in active voice, even in passive voice also it should be yes or no type of question only. Don't try to write an answer to this. If in active voice, if the given sentence is a statement, even in passive voice it has to be a statement. If it is a question, again it has to be question itself. So we have to use some helping verb. First, when we take an object, the tea, it is a singular and a given question is in simple present tense, we have to use the helping verb is. If it is plural, we must have used are. If it is are, we need to use am. Is the tea, again drink past participle, drunk by you. So I hope you are clear with this rules and how to change, and take a different examples from your textbooks and various instances in everyday life and try to rewrite them in passive voice and express them in passive voice. Now let us take some examples how the questions will be asked in various competitive examinations and academic examinations. Fill up the blanks with the correct form of passive voice. Let us take two examples, so which is of the fill up the blank type, and each blank carries 1 mark and there are 5 blanks, so you have the 5 marks. The educational tour dash, they have given you two forms of the passive voice name, different tenses. You have to choose the correct one in this question. The educational tour dash will be organized or was organized by the Department of History sometime during January next year. So when you want to answer such kind of a questions, first identify in which tense the given sentences or a paragraph is in. So according to that, we have to choose or fill up the blanks with the right form of a passive voice. So since from this we understand that the paragraph is in present tense and this sentence is in educational tour dash will be organized or was organized by the Department of History sometimes during January next year. Since next year is a future tense, we have to choose the helping passive form of the verb will be organized. The educational tour will be organized by the Department of History sometimes during January next year. The destination which dash was decided upon or has been decided upon is Ajmer. Again, this is Ajmer. This is in present tense. We have to use the present tense form of passive voice, that is has been decided upon, not the past tense form of the passive voice was decided, has been decided upon. In Ajmer, it dash was a known or is a known place and a Sufi pilgrimage center. Again, the given paragraph is in present tense. We have to use the present tense form of the passive voice, is known, not was known. So, besides that, other places dash were also included or have also been included in the itinerary. Itinerary means it is an educational tour. So, we have to take a verb have also been included. It is a present tense form of passive voice. Eventually, the students dash to work on the project on the Sufi science. Again, we have two options. One is unexpected and unexpected. We have to use or choose the present tense form. So, such kind of questions may be asked. They will give you two forms of the verbs. One is present or past or a future. We have to choose the right one. Apart from this, they may also ask you a question like this. So, some verb will be given in the bracket. You have to fill it up with the correct passive form of the verb. Let us see how it is. Last summer, our house dash by me. It is in past tense. Our house, in last summer, our house dash paint by me. Since here, our house is a singular and the given sentence is in past tense, last summer indicates it is past tense. We have to use the helping verb was, and the past participle form of the verb paint is painted. So, last summer our house was painted by me. The job took about 2 weeks. Again, the whole paragraph is in past tense. So, you have to use past tense forms of the passive voice. So, the job took about 2 weeks. First, the exterior singular. So, we have to use the helping verb was, and the past participle form of the verb wash is washed. So, washed using warm water and a mild detergent. Then, all the chinks and pores in the walls dash seal. You can see that all the chinks and the pores, this is in plural. So, we have to use the plural form of a helping verb were seal. Past participle is sealed. S-E-A-L-E-D. So, sealed with putty. A latex paint. Latex paint is a singular. So, we use was and used. Was used because it is easy to apply and clean up with water a whole week. Dash is dash. Here again was